All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News this week. We got Cody here this week. Man's on a hot streak.
I'm going to tell you what. I mean, that's all I heard for 2 weeks, Cody Bryant. And every time I turn around, I vote for Cody Bryant. I'm the Cody Bryant this and Cody Bryant that. I see, I don't even know who the kid is.
But you do now.
Yeah, I do now.
All right, we got to thank our marketing partners. See, Virginia 811, call before you dig. GAC, Great American Company. Black Acid Apparel. If you want to get you a shirt, 1 shirt, 10 shirts, 1,000 shirts, these guys will hook you up. Bondrit Brother Distillery.
You know anything about that?
He better not
Okay.
yet. Factory Canopies. They gave me this nice thing for our table and these chairs. These chairs pretty nice. And we don't let Jack sit on them yet.
Well, we only have 2, and I let the guest have 1, and then I let the prima donna have the other one.
MPM Marketing. If you need some help with your social media. NC 811. Call before you dig. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil, and last but not least, Langley Speedway, home of the Jack Dodson Show at this point.
Hello, Eddie Clark.
What's up, guys? Eddie's got a new pizza cooker there. I seen him making up some pizza the other day.
Hey, Greer. How you doing, man? I ain't seen you in a while.
And and we had a little rain this weekend on the racing, or a crash up derby.
A little bit of rain. The truck race and the cup race were rained. Xfinity, they got by with it, but the other ones didn't. I mean, that was unbelievable.
It was crazy.
And do not ask Kevin Harvick how he feels about the rain, because he will tell you how he feels about the rain.
That's one thing I like about Kevin, because he just doesn't hold back. You know where you stand,
That's right. He ain't gonna sugarcoat it for you. All right, let's go through the news for this week and who won races and everything. Start out in the Cup division. Rain shortened. I don't know if I'd call it a Cup race more than a boat race. I mean, did you see Kurt Busch miss them 2 cars?
Man, that was crazy.
He drove right between them.
He better off buy a lottery ticket. And then he managed to not get stuck in the gravel. You can see he let off the brake to go through the gravel and get back on to stay on the grass, and then get the car stopped. And then how the hell he did?
I've never been a big Kurt Busch fan, as everybody knows, but after that one, I think he showed me something there. The Xfinity race was won by Kyle Busch. The truck race, Todd Gilliland got the win. In the Toledo ARCA race, Ty Gibbs got the win there.
That was a shocker.
I mean, Ty Gibbs. I mean, does anybody race in that division but Ty Gibbs? I mean,
well, I think he's got a little resources to.
I'm telling you. In the Cars Tour race at Caraway this past weekend, Justin Johnson won. Them guys, they had a big week the week before with the fighting and everything, so they went down there and got a win. So that's pretty cool.
I know we didn't even talk about that fight last week, did we?
That's crazy.
I don't know who that girl was running around there with that tire iron, but I don't want to meet her nowhere. But Chemung, New York, in the sportsman division in Chemung, New York, our buddy Garrett Zacharias got his 2nd win of the season. Man, he was on a rail, and poor Dad couldn't even get close to him.
That's got to be. Well, maybe we can ask Charlie what that feels like.
We're gonna bring Garrett and his dad on here one time real soon, and we're gonna get them to talk about it. Up at Motor Mile, late model race number 1, Cress Van Dyke got the win. Late model race number 2, Kyle Dudley got the win. In the modified 4s, Kevin Canner kept his undefeated streak alive.
Dang.
At Florence Speedway, Averett Lucas got the late model win. Down at New Smyrna, Jet Nolan got the win in the big pro late model race down there. Wake County, in the Bandolero, some kid named Riley Music got the win.
I know. And I was so hoping the girl was going to whip him. I was going to talk mad trash all day today about him.
Was that Saturday?
Yeah.
Here in Phoenix?
But that little shit got to win anyway.
In late model race number 1 down at Wake County, Clay Jones got the win. Late model race number 2, Zach Marks got the win. At Dixieland, in the Budweiser All-Stars, Tim Wilson got the win. And down at Kingsport, the late model win was Joey Trent. Got his first ever win. In the Mod 4s, Kevin Canner won again. So he's still undefeated at both tracks. At Ace Speedway, late model race number 1, Dustin Rumley, and he followed it up with late model race number 2. Here at Langley Speedway this past weekend in the late models, late model race number 1 was Brendan Queen. He pretty much dominated that race, did that first race. Not so much the second one.
Well, usually it's a compromise. You're gonna wear the tires out in one of them.
In the second race, Danny Edwards won, but I'm gonna tell you what, Greg made it as hard as he could and as close as he possibly could.
I didn't think he was gonna quite get there, but then I was like, man, if it was another half a lap, Greg might have had him.
Yeah, I think so. In the Grand Stocks, Chris Roberts won. In the Legends,
that was a hell of a race.
Yeah.
Watching that race.
Yeah, them three guys moving back and forth. And of course, Jesse Jones kind of backed up. Then
I was going to say that. I thought it was a dirt race, I think, or Jesse thought it was a dirt race. I mean, he went just about as easy as I've seen anybody go through the ditch down there.
In the Legends race, Tommy Jackson Jr. got the win. In the Pro 6 race, I'd like to speak on the Pro 6 race.
Yeah.
You didn't win.
No.
Travis Wall got the win. What is it in the Pro 6s? One guy. Last year was Jared Clark. This year.
The only reason Jared Clark's because that guy this year didn't run last year. let's get that straight. Because Travis is pretty good.
In the Bandos.
Speaking of, I guess Phoenix is going to be back this weekend.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Or next weekend. If only the motor didn't overheat.
Yeah. All right. Hey,
I can't wait. We're pulling for you.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that.
Even though my name's on Cody's car or on
Riley's
car. Although it's funny because Travis come over to me after the race. He said, I started to say something in Victory Lane. I said, what was that? He said, I started to say the only way Courthouse Imports is going to get to Victory Lane is if he puts it on my car. Like, that would have been pretty funny. And then afterwards, I didn't think about it. I said, well, hell, it's on Riley's car. I should have said, well, you're too late.
I think we'll say nothing else about that. In the Champ Carts, Aaron Leach got the win in the Champ Carts. Up at Dominion Raceway, Davey Callahan got late model race
official today.
And it is official. He was not illegal.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's just say he wasn't caught.
I'm not going there with that. I'm not going there. He's a friend of mine. I'm not going to do that. In the second race, Peyton Sellers got the win. I guess he figured that, if he didn't win them both, Davey Callahan was cheap. Never, I ain't going to say that out loud. That's not good. All right, this week's driver of the week for the Jack Dodson Racing.
Hey, I would be honored if Peyton Sellers protested me and I won and I still beat him.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a compliment.
All right, for the driver of the week this week for the Jack Dodson Racing Insider News, GAC and North Carolina 811 driver of the week, Jacob Derrick got the win, and he didn't have a mafia like you and Cody had to pull this off, but he pretty much distanced himself from a lot of people. But anyway,
the kid has done a hell of a job. I'm
race.
super impressed with in that thing.
That was a heck of a race he ran the other night, being back in the back like he was and didn't come all the way. I mean, another couple laps, he might have won that race. I mean,
he's wheeling.
Hey, if you can beat Tommy Jackson in a Legend, you've done something. Because Tommy is hard to beat. I mean, obviously, goddamn, he wins 98% of them. So, I mean, just to be close to him.
So, anyway, Jacob Derrick is our driver of the week for this week. So, I shouldn't be receiving any negative notes this week or nothing like that.
No hate mail?
Everybody should know that he won.
Fair and square.
And then the guy who won the 2 weeks before, he's sitting right here. So, none of y'all have anything to complain about, okay?
Somebody will.
Anyway, before we get started talking to you, we got something for you. All right. You won two. You got two of them because you went the last two.
Well, perfect. Thank y'all so much.
And we don't think that anybody has won back to back. So you just might be the first one to win back to back weeks.
Sweet.
So
I
congratulations.
mean, they're probably not as nice as some trophies you got, but
Oh no, they're nowhere near
Thanks, too.
they're nowhere near nice as a trophy. We're not in the game to be nice.
Well, thank y'all so much for this.
So anyway, congratulations, and you deserve
very,
it.
very well deserved.
You deserve it. You did a great job.
Good job. What was what was it like for that first win?
It was a big stress relief. I can say that. I told my dad and Cody every week this year. I was like, I just want to win. I just want to win.
I know the feeling. I've been saying that shit for years.
And Cody was helping me get strapped in, and Cody was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I want to win." And Cody said, "Then go win." So, and I guess I was out there racing with my dad and Jimmy. They're a lot of fun to race with.
Did you get to pass him on the way?
I did, and my first win I did pass because I started right behind them.
Did you rough him up a little bit?
I don't think I had to.
You were just faster.
So
I went on like 3.
so if it comes down to the last lap of the race, would you do something to him to get the win?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because if you said no,
Good job.
Yeah.
Because if you said no,
We might pay to see that because I think it'd be hilarious.
I told him that I want to beat him 3 times before he is allowed to, like officially retire. So
That's a good rule.
three times.
So
I got
as over as he done. Oh, 2. We're just 2.
I gotta get him. I gotta get him one more
So if you
time.
beat him another time, he's got to get out of the car.
No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. Once I get him 3 times, then he can.
Be
It's
like,
all right.
Well, I've been telling him for the last year that I'm going to step back and focus on him. And I told him, so I said, well, I ain't going to concentrate till you beat me at least 3 times. Then I will.
Did you think it was gonna come this quick, Charlie?
I told him this week's going to be a lot harder.
Do you feel like you might get roughed up a little bit this week?
Jimmy roughed me up last week, but I got him back. I caught myself once he got by me, I caught myself holding it wide open going into the corner. I'm kidding.
I'm sitting here going, I don't think that works.
No, I'm joking.
So anyway, when did you get started racing, and how did you get started racing?
Well,
We know about the influence of somebody over there. We're not
Oh,
worried
yeah.
about that right now.
Well, he got back racing, and I was here just kind of watching. I was new to the sport. Brendan always raced. I knew my dad raced. I knew my uncle raced, and then Colby had raced, and Colby helped Brendan out a lot with the late models, and then with all that. And I'd always been really interested in it. We never really got into it, but then once we did get into it, my dad and Mikey were running Enduros over here, and then my dad drove one of Florian's U-cars, and then once he did that, him and Landon Florian started talking about a bando, and then once we got into the bando, Landon helped us with that, and some things fell through with that, and then I got an Enduro car, and now we're planning to run U-cars here soon.
So what do you like better, the U-cars or the Enduro?
I haven't raced U-cars yet.
Or the Legends?
Enduros are way better than. Don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun running bandos. I met a lot of great people like Riley and Jacob and all of them. But Enduros, you can actually pass.
You consider Riley a great person?
I love Riley, man.
So do we. That's why we got to give him a hard time. So he can't talk back right now. So he can't defend himself.
That's fun.
You know, somebody says, well, dang, Cody, you finally got out of bed. What is that all about?
Who said that?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Dang, Phoenix. I've been in school all day.
Well, she got you figured out so well.
I'm trying to figure out now.
Now, that's the president of the fan club of Riley Music.
I mean, you know, her and Riley are pretty tight now.
Yeah, they are pretty tight.
You ain't trying to move in on this thing.
No, sir. No, sir.
I mean, you know,
Cody's got a
I
girlfriend.
do got a girlfriend.
you got a
I
girlfriend?
do.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
What's his name? I'm gonna give you a hard time.
You tell
So
us.
he had a girlfriend until a minute ago. We'll get him.
So how much time?
Who's the girl you brought with you then?
What do you mean?
No, just-
Oh, he learned the lesson.
The same girl you had the other day.
Like, who were they
You know,
talking
it's the first. This is your first time you've been on the show, so you're
Yeah,
getting.
he's been here
Oh,
before.
yeah. I was watching him
Mm.
that one night, but I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you wasn't here.
That's true. Yeah.
So there's a whole lot of
This
things.
is the hot seat.
A whole lot of people get raked over the coals pretty good here.
So now during the week, do you get to work on the cars? Does Dad make you work on the cars?
When I was in spring break, I was helping Kobe out every single day. But then with school and playing for high school soccer and playing travel, kind of would takes up most of my days during the week. But I'd love to get more into it. I really need to get more into it, working on the cars.
Now, do you try to understand how the car works and those type of things, or do you like just to concentrate on the driving side of it?
Right now,
it's hard to do both.
It is hard to do both, but I do know that as far as for the future and stuff like that, I do need to start learning, so I can help communicate on what the car, what I can do to get the car faster, as far as adjustments and what adjustments probably should be made.
Yeah, well, Jeff Gordon didn't know when he first got into sport. I think when he showed up at that first meeting, he had a briefcase and it had a hot rod magazine in it, and that was pretty much it.
And when he retired, that's pretty much what he had when he left us too. But anyway, now, what is your thoughts of what you would like to do in the future? Tell us some of the things you would like to accomplish in the future when you're racing.
As far as racing, well, we all know that making it all the way as far as Cup or even trucks or Xfinity or even ARCA, it takes a lot of money. And
Your dad's got that, so go ahead.
So we're gonna roll him under the bus now.
Well, a lot of things will have to go your way, and that's kind of out of my head as far as making it, because I know it just takes so much and a lot of money. So, but as far as racing, I know, if I had a dream as far as racing, if money was not a problem, I'd want to get car store racing, just racing car store. It's short track racing and it's not holding it wide open. So
yeah.
I'd much rather go run car store. That's if money wasn't an option. But to run car store, your stuff has to be right.
Yeah, that's a really good program though. They have a really good program.
It is.
I think it pays okay. It's not outrageously expensive. Is it 12 races they do?
I'm at 12, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess if you get was it 10 that they lock in that you're guaranteed so much or something?
I think so.
Or 12 or something like that.
So that'd be cool to see you do that. Now, are you going to do anything besides the Enduro cars this year? Are you going to try anything else?
We're supposed to run U cars here soon once we get that ready, and it's already built. We just got a few things holding us back right now, but we're planning to be out here for the next race. So hopefully we get that out here.
So now we'll just start picking on Cody that his racing is pretty much done, because then the Super Street's sitting over there.
Yeah.
You can be looking over his shoulder.
Without Kobe does so much for me as far as racing and stuff like that. He helps me out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So big shout out to him.
So you ain't talking him into letting you just take a few laps in it?
Not yet.
He said he would. Kobe's offered it.
Does he?
Yeah. So.
I mean, just because your dad's involved in it, tell him the money's going to run out if he doesn't.
That's right.
The money runs out, it'll run out for all of us. Right?
It's done. It's a wrap.
Well, John, how many cars are you involved with out there in the Enduro and?
Well, we got Kobe in the Super Street. We'll have Cody in the U car, and in Enduros, I had a lot more in the last 2 years. We should cut it back a little bit this year. So it's me and Cody and Mikey Chen and who else? Cody. That's
it right now. I think.
And my brother-in-law Philip and his daughter will be back here in the next few weeks probably. So that's about it. So you definitely spread yourself too thin if you're not careful.
Yeah, but that's turned into be a really good class. I mean, your involvement has really helped. I mean, especially everybody that needs parts. I mean, you've given a lot of stuff away, and just being involved and everybody coming over. Hell,
it's a fun class.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
It's a fun class, and everybody in its competitors are so helpful. So it's like a family almost.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I'm sure it was in the champ carts and things.
Yeah, well, I think most classes kind of, or it should be anyway.
Yeah. Exactly. So
except late models, it's usually not quite too friendly.
I truly feel like I have something that we can offer them guys by opening up the salvage yard to them for whatever they need and parts that they can actually physically go get and bolt them right on their cars, and so I feel like I'm offering something they actually can use. So that's probably one of the few divisions
That
I
works
have
out that
offered
way.
that, they can use it and benefit from it.
For sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, when I was racing, we had a what was it called? Cortland USA Auto Parts up there, and Shorty opened it up to everybody. You want something, just go get it.
You probably regretted it, would you?
No, he didn't regret it with me. Man. No, he liked
liked
me.
you?
Yeah, he liked me pretty good.
Hmm.
So, no, my brother he didn't was terrible, but he liked me pretty good. But no, I mean that's a good thing that you do to be a part of that. And
I truly enjoy doing it. I really do. I get to see the guys when they come in, talk to them. Well, what happened? What do you need? And I'll point them in the right direction. There's one over there in the corner over there. Go over there and get it. It's if I'm there, most of the time I am there. So, and so I truly do enjoy giving back. So
now you're playing sports too.
Yes, sir.
Along the same when you're playing sports, soccer, right?
Yes, sir.
You like soccer more than racing, or you? Go ahead and say it out loud. We want to hear it.
I like them both. I like them both the same, but
Okay.
Soccer's a lot cheaper.
it is a lot cheaper.
Probably pays a lot more money if you could ever make it.
So is that the only sport you play?
That's the only sport I play, soccer. Racing.
Okay.
Austin Davis says starting and parking doesn't mean you race, Jack.
Austin Davis, the way he raced the last time I saw him, he ain't got a whole lot of room to talk to me.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? I'm gonna make you pay for that one day. That's done spread all over the place now.
That's the plan. That was the plan.
That was the plan.
Don't listen to other details. You don't make good sense. So,
yeah, what does your mom think about the racing?
Oh, jeez. She definitely loves it. She loves
you're
it.
doing it?
Oh yeah, she's already told me no modified, but other than that,
she's gonna put a cap on it.
oh yeah, no open wheel stuff. She said, but other than that, she's a nervous wreck. Same with my grandparents. You should see her in the infield especially when me and my dad are racing. She's a nervous wreck.
I bet. Well, you should have seen your dad your first Bando race. I'm like, boy, you done started something now. And he's like, I know Landon's over there got the needle in his arm right now. But I think he wore a pair of shoes out when you won there. But it's fun to watch.
Yeah, and I guess racing with him on the track with him is a lot different than racing. You don't pay a whole lot more attention to him at that point, or do you pay attention to him more?
Too much. Especially when I get within a few car lengths behind him, it's like I'm almost trying to drive for him. I'm don't make a mistake. Do this, do that. And half the time he's doing stuff. Oh, that worked out great. Do that again. So it's definitely a different aspect in that position. It really is.
Yeah.
And,
I can't imagine what that would be like. It's probably less nervous when you're driving in the race because then you ain't got to just sit there and watch it opposed to.
I found it's only happened one time. I'd gotten by Jimmy the last race. It put me in second. Cody was out front. And I did find myself mirror driving a lot to find out where Jimmy was at. Because Jimmy's fast.
Yeah.
And he's got the potential to pass both of us at any time. And I found myself mirror driving more out the back lane than I was the front lane because I knew Cody had it. He just got to so I wasn't blocking, but I was mirror driving.
I don't think anybody. Well, Ray Charles could probably see that if he wanted to, but I don't think anybody would see it any other way.
Jimmy won't let you block. Jimmy will move me if you had to. So.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool that you know that you're watching out, but I don't know if I could handle it that much being out there on the track with him at the same time.
It doesn't bother you, but does it?
Oh no,
it's definitely worse when I'm out in front of him and he's behind me because I don't know what's happening. I have no idea how he's
Do
doing.
you just keep looking up at the scoreboard?
Is he coming or is he sneaking up on me or? But yeah, like our first open night, he had actually gotten into a slower car and actually got put in the wall, and I stopped over here, and he was all the way in the racetrack. And none of my people would come tell me he was all right. I'm like, well, someone please come over to the car and say he's good.
Yeah.
So that's a little more rough for sure. So
I can't remember what's this going to be like when it's a few laps to go and y'all are really racing each other.
It was
For-
like that, the last race, but we went 30 laps, green flag, no red flag, and I had started 14th and he started 5th, and I was reeling him in, but I just ran out of time. I think another couple laps, I could have had him only to beat me to one still.
I don't know about that.
You were just riding on.
I was saving my stuff for the next week.
You wasn't gonna let him pass anyway, were you?
I think he feels the same way about me and Jimmy both. He wants to beat us both. He likes
Oh,
beating,
for
he likes
sure.
beating old guys. So
I can totally
So,
see that.
Now, how old are you?
15.
Oh, you're getting old now. So no, I mean that's cool that you get that kind of experience now.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I was sitting somewhere thinking about it the other day when the future here at Langley Speedway with the young drivers that are here right now.
Yes.
The future's bright. I mean, you think about it. We got Cody, we got Riley. We know Riley's he's going to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
Jacob.
Jake.
Got Trey Williams.
Trey Williams,
Mhm.
yeah. The younger guys that have come along, they're a terror too.
And we need them because, I mean,
Absolutely.
the late model,
Look at the late model field.
it's
as
here
far
now.
as-
It's been here for
A long
quite some
time.
time. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Connor and Brent are really the two
The
that's
young
only come
guys.
in the last few years.
And Jared, you got Jared Clark.
But
that's
Jared's
running.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
But really, who's going to fill their shoes, you know?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And it's going to be a lot to get there, too, as far
So
as.
dad needs to get a late model. I mean, that's the fix right there.
I'm gonna tell you
I don't know
what,
if you're going to get that through mom, but the bank of mom.
I think you'd probably be ready to move up to. You know what would really be good?
What's
Now
that?
that I'm sitting here thinking about it, what would really be
Oh,
good?
Lord, it's scary.
You get you a Pro 6 and race it.
We've already decided no Pro 6s.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to race Scotty.
It would be fun to race against Scott, though. It'd be fun.
Now, have you seriously thought about a class that maybe you would think about that you would want to do? Not saying that this is your plan, but if you thought in the back of your mind, that would be fun to do.
As far as in the future,
Yeah.
well, I mean, obviously everyone wants to go late model racing, and I know that it takes a lot to get there as far as money and help.
There's
just
a
everything.
path between here and there.
Oh yeah,
So we got to take one little step at a time.
yeah. Definitely the U car. I'm really looking forward to that. But I love running enduros. It's just so much fun racing against my dad and Jimmy and all the other guys. It's a lot of fun. But I am looking forward to racing against everyone in the U car division. I'm looking forward to that. And then I don't know what's to come out after that. I don't know.
Yeah. I say it is fun to watch you guys, you and Riley and Trey, how much you guys, when the other one wins, how y'all go to victory
Oh,
lane
yeah.
and cheer each other on.
Even when all of us were racing together in bandos,
Mhm.
we were all straight out the cars going over there,
Yeah.
no matter what happened.
Right.
Like me and Jacob still joke now, saying that like one night, me and Jacob, it's just an inside joke. One night, me and him were racing door to door on the back stretch, and he came down on me. I still tell him the same, like I should have just wrecked you.
But yeah, but I mean, y'all do, and there's so much, and that's so cool to see the camaraderie between all you guys.
Oh yeah.
Although when you start getting a little higher class, that stuff will start diminishing. You ain't gonna don't come over and look around in my trailer. You're looking at my car. Right now, it's not that big a deal.
We all joke with Riley. We're running to Riley's bando and start acting like we're unscrewing stuff. Like we did that. We run to Riley's car and act like we're taking the body off.
Oh,
Hell
that's
yeah.
hilarious.
You've already got your mafia looking out for you now. Your mafia's already looking out for you. They have already started to vote. We ain't even got to the point where we vote for driver of the month, and Rodney Davis already started. The night you won your first race, I didn't get out of the parking lot until they started voting for
He
you.
showed me in victory lane where he updated his status on Facebook where he's voting for me. I was like, that's awesome.
I was getting in my car and my phone went ding. I looked at it. Rodney Davis, my vote for driver of the Cody Bryant, driver of the week. I said, hey, go on, man, I ain't even put it out there yet. So you got Scott Allen's mafia behind you.
It's a good mafia.
Of course, they done gave up on him because they ain't getting nowhere with him.
I see some wins in Scott's future.
You have eye trouble?
It's coming. I know it is.
He disappointed me the other night. I'll tell you right now. You
He
know,
disappointed himself.
I'm sitting up at the hospital and sitting there, and I'm watching the race, and he comes out and qualifies 7th.
Yeah.
I said 7th, and all that stuff he did, and he can qualify 7th. That's just, you know.
I mean, it was a 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6.
6.
And one guy loaded up, and then showed up.
Who loaded up?
The one that bought the car that worked at the body shop. It was for sale a couple weeks ago on Facebook Market.
So he loaded up because he didn't want to race, or?
I think it's the 9 car.
Oh yeah, I saw the 9 car.
Yeah, he loaded up after qualifying or before qualifying. I don't know.
Which car is Clark's? Is Clark's car out there anymore?
It was here the first race, the 71. Tommy Spencer is driving it. But I haven't seen him since. He's supposed to run all races, but I don't know.
Yeah, we just want Scott to learn which pedal's which on the car, and
We've been good this year so far.
you ain't been out there but twice the race, and then you blew the motor up the third time. So anyway,
Did them cars still use the Nissan V6 motor, correct?
The VG30.
hey, Phoenix Kimball wants to know if you figured out what the clutch is yet.
Phoenix is mean.
You dogging all y'all.
I know, right? See, that's what you see. Your motor run hot last week. You'd think she'd learn. Be nice to people. Maybe her stuff would work.
Charlie,
And I was pulling for her.
I know I was too.
I
hate to say it. Riley's. We got stickers on Riley's car and everything. I was like, I don't want to pull, but I was pulling hard.
I was like, I'm gonna talk so much trash to Riley.
I started to send all kinds of dirty notes after she won the poll. I was going to send them there, but I said, no, I'll wait because if something happens, I'm going to be in big trouble. So anyway. Now, Charlie, you were racing here for years, and then you went away for a little while. When did you start racing around here?
I started running the old school Enduros in the early 1990, and was fortunate enough to win 1 or 2 of them here. And then I went on to a Saturday night division, which back in the day was like the Enduro is now, would be the Thunderbolt division. So I started there, and then won a championship in that. Then we moved up to limited stock and run that for 3 years. All of it was 92, 3, and 4, I believe, and won a championship in that. Then we went straight from a championship year to a Townsend late model, and we did that for 3 years, 95, 6, and 7. And my rookie year, I was fortunate enough to finish the second to Phil Warren in the points, and rookie of the year and things like that. And that was the year Phil
won the national,
Mid-Atlantic, I think it was. And come back in 96, had a terrible year. Then we went to another tire, couldn't figure it out. We were lost. And then in 97, we went back to the tire we were on in 95, I think it was. And we had a pretty good start to the year, won a race in 97, and I had bought a house, and then it's all downhill from there. So when I bought the house, and I tore the clip off of it 1 week, and it was either house payment or a clip. So you know what got picked.
Yeah.
So and at that point,
He
I
probably
knew,
slept better at home. He got off the couch and was able to sleep on the bed.
He didn't have to sleep with one eye open, in other words.
Exactly. So I told myself I didn't want to be a credit card racer. I didn't want to be in debt to it for my whole life. And I was at the point I was 24, 5, I think 6 maybe, and I just said, you know what, it's time to make a decision.
Yeah.
I had to make a decision, and it all worked out. And here it is, 20 years later, we have a successful business, and I'm able to put my son doing things that I wanted to do and wasn't able to do. And
Is it more of a thrill to you to see him do things in his career that, when he's getting started now than when you were doing it? That's the way I always thought about it.
It's definitely a different high, so to speak. I think what makes it enjoyable for me is because I don't have to. I know what we can spend, what we got, and he don't have to worry about that. And I was never in that position. I had to do it all. I had to write the check to the tire guy, and some weeks it was there, and some weeks it won't there. So it's definitely more enjoyable now because I can just watch him focus on enjoying the
Right.
sport.
Yeah, I've always said that, when your child does something, it's, it becomes more important to you than what you've done in the past.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Jack, your son was winning.
My son went, I'm not going to say a word. He did well for himself, but I'm not.
I'm saying you weren't. He was.
And I was very happy for him because I didn't have to pay for it.
That's true. How much did the Enduro race pay back then?
Well, the old school Enduros was
Yeah.
100 cars on track. I won 1,500.
I thought it was a little bit more than that. I thought it was like
15
35. I thought
No,
it
it
paid
was
a lot more.
1,500. I think I remember correct. It was 1,500. But
Hell, just to finish one of them was
yeah,
a
it was a challenge.
accomplishment.
Yeah, it was a big challenge. Yeah, it was.
I mean, there wouldn't be but
Oh shoot! I
8
entered
left.
10 or 12 before I even finished one, and then you finally realized you had to build a car that would last.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
And it didn't have to be cheated up; it just had to be good.
yeah,
And so
just had to be
yeah.
made out of tank metal.
A lot of people don't know this, but Bubba Johnson's the one that got me hooked on running Enduros. And Bubba in the late 80s, Bubba Johnson was going all up and down the East Coast running Enduros, and he won
really?
a lot. I think he told
I didn't know that.
I think
Yeah,
one year
he ran them for a long time.
yeah, in the late 80s, and me and my dad went and watched him one time, and my dad and his dad were friends, back then, and I was like, Dad, we got to do that. So we got us old junker and started messing with it, and it took us, like I said, it took us 7-8 races to learn what it really took to.
Yeah, because
To
they
make it
didn't run
happen.
but what, 2 a year or 3 a year?
Yeah, each
Back
track
then.
would have like a early season and a late season, and once in a while they throw one in the middle of the summer sometimes. But
Yeah.
I went to one at Dixieland, paid $5,000 to win,
Oh, really?
and was leading, and my clutch fan come off with about 60 laps. Yeah, it's a 200 lapper.
Wow.
So it was a lot of fun. And it was easy to get in 8-10 races a year
Yeah.
with them cars. And like I said, Bubba Johnson, I think he won $10,000 one year doing that. Just,
I did not know that.
yeah, he was racing an old '76 Laguna, like a Chevelle, might have been 74 Laguna Chevelle, I think it was. Big old heavy rubber nose on the front of it. And everything. It was cool. I can see it in my head right now.
I think he even came to Southampton to run an Enduro.
Oh, yeah.
There one
Oh,
time.
yeah, bunch.
Because I saw him.
But it was
and talked
dirt.
to him. Yeah.
When it was dirt.
I saw
I won
him.
one in Southampton when it was dirt.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, 1992.
Oh, okay.
Did you lap Jack too?
I wasn't in the race, man. Come on now.
No, the guy that was the hot shot back then was Richard Holmes, I think.
Yes, Richard Holmes.
was
Yep.
getting it done back then. He was leading, and he actually broke an axle with like 2 to go,
Mm.
and broke an axle, and I went by 30 seconds and won the race. He was sick. Yeah, he was sick. Yeah.
Richard Holmes, when he moved up and got into I guess it was like a super street or something like that, his claim to fame was he put his hand on it and grabbed that roll bar like that, and that's how he drove the whole
Some
race.
people drive like that here.
That's
I don't know how
drove
they
the
do
whole race.
that.
Yeah.
And this is on
I
dirt
couldn't
and everything.
Slinging it around.
He was just going at it, and everybody was, how is he doing this?
Randy Baker used to drive like that. You'd always
Oh,
see
yeah.
his arm up on the roll bar.
Danny Baker?
Danny Baker, yeah.
Danny, 21. Yeah,
Mhm.
he sure did.
So you raced at Southampton, any other places that you went
Yeah,
to?
we like I said, we won Enduro. I won back in the early '90s. We won at Saluda Enduro. We won at Dixieland. I won at all the tracks that was here. I won at Southampton on dirt, and then one here at Langley. And then that's once we started running the weekly thing. I kind of pushed the Enduros to the side. I was just like most racers. When you move up, all your old stuff has to be sold off or gotten rid of, and that's what I told Cody on the way over here. I said, hopefully, we don't have to sell off as we move up. You can still play a little bit here while we're trying to learn the new division
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. So I said, I hate for him to get, a lot of time when guys move up, they quit winning and it takes the fun out of it. So I'm hoping we can kind of take it gradual and learn as we go, but still be competitive at whatever we're doing.
Yeah, well, Ryan Peace, I can't even say his last name.
The modified guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's we had heard that's what he's doing. So, I mean, he's making good money in Cup Series, but he knows he can't win.
Right.
So he's taking the proceeds that he's making a salary out of, and he's running some modified races and winning to keep his name going, to keep keep him fresh and stuff.
Absolutely. Because once your name dies off, it can get lost in the shuffle.
For
quick.
sure.
Yeah.
And he's done real well with it. I mean,
You got to keep your face in front of everybody so they'll know who you are. That's a good thing to remember. Make sure you stick your face in everybody's,
Yeah,
You should have heard the conversation on the way over here. I said, you need to find out if your high school's got a public speaking class. He said, what? Why do I want to do that? I said, trust me, you need to. There's something for racing you might want to look into.
For sure, because
It-
it's
it-
social media. I mean, you have to push yourself, and whoever's
sponsors.
yes. I mean,
You
you
got to
have
go out
to.
and project yourself to everybody else. I mean,
Absolutely.
you don't know what people are seeing, and then you need to go out and show them what kind of person you are. And that's, I mean, my son went through all that. He had to go through the PR stuff and everything to learn how to do that. And he wasn't nothing but a crew member. So he had to go through all that, but he had to know that, no telling somebody stick a microphone in your face with them, so you may be talking about it. And of course, he had a few of them stuck in his face, especially after fights. But, yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do this day and time. You got to know that social media stuff. That's how you promote yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely. Social media is big.
Yeah, and you don't know what little goofy thing that you do really hits it off for a sponsor. We had, I think it was 2 years ago, Miles put gutter topper on my house they'd already put gutters on, and they put a gutter topper because I had a tree. And the year before, and this is a very true story, I took a picture of my wife cleaning the gutters off our house, and then I got a text message is like, next year she will not have to clean them. We'll make sure she has gutter topper on the house. So I went home after they put it on and just made this. I just grabbed my phone, went up there, and it was Valentine's Day, and I was like, hey, you can get gutter topper on your house so your wife doesn't have to clean the gutter. So happy Valentine's Day. And they got like so many hits off of that, and people calling her like, did that guy really have his wife up there cleaning? They'd get phone calls about it. So, I mean, silly things like that sometimes can go a long way, and it doesn't always have to be. I don't like, for me personally, to be super cookie cutter or, say you don't have to have a clean image, you do, but you still have to have your own personality.
Oh yeah, definitely. Be yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some people are too serious. Some people are not. Some people are not serious enough.
Yeah, but being not serious enough, done pretty good for us. And even act like we like each other. That's even better.
Right.
So I think it's going to be fun for you. I think we're going to have a lot of fun watching you race through.
Looking forward to it. I love racing.
Yeah, we joke around about obviously old guys don't have a shot, but someone like Cody or Riley or Jacob or Trey Williams or any of the young guys of catching Paul Lubno and wins, total wins at Langley. And obviously, it's not going to happen to someone that's 30 or 40 years old. It's going to happen to someone starting winning early.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
So we joke about that, and I'm like, as far as I know, Paul has the record. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I know it's 114.
I think it's 17 now.
Yeah.
It was funny because when he won the last 2 weeks, and nothing against Paul. I love Paul. I said, "We gained 2 on him the last 2 weeks."
Yeah. I mean, that division's been a good division, but I mean, if you run in that division and you can compete with Paul or Chris, I mean, you're doing something.
Absolutely. We all know that any division, if you're winning, you figured out what it takes to win in that division.
Yeah. I don't think people realize either how much dedication it takes to win in these divisions. I mean, it takes a lot of work and a
lot of stuff has to happen.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people have to be there to help you out and get it done.
That's one thing we need to teach these young guys. There is no reset button. So they're all. It sucks.
It's real easy to go over and hit the button. Let's start this bitch over. I didn't get a good restart.
Yeah. We've done that before.
If you could hear them up in their rooms on iRacing, hooping and hollering, you would have thought they're racing at the Daytona 500 for $500,000. And it's like, is it all that? Holy smoke! I mean, when they take it serious. I mean,
oh yeah. When you see some of these damn outfits these guys have got,
So do you have a big iRacing outfit?
I do.
How much time do you spend on doing iRacing?
Oh, too much.
Yeah, but you're suspended, I think.
I was suspended for like 2 weeks.
Oh, for what?
I was running super late models at Myrtle Beach and drove in about a half car length too deep and
guy got mad.
Forgot to hit the brakes and
you forgot to hit the brakes.
It was an accident. And then next thing you know,
was he leading?
I think we were racing like second. I think. I don't know.
Close enough.
I was doing that and I was in class and trying to focus on it.
I go up in his room now and he's got his laptop up and listening to school, but he's got his headphones on. He's doing this, driving. I'm like, you can't be paying attention to school.
I got it, Dad. I got it.
This ain't no problem. I can handle both at the same time. Well, that's cool.
It's a lot of fun though. My boy Jacob,
you get suspended for 2 weeks. What do they do to They just don't let you race. You
Pretty much.
can't even log on to
Pretty much. My boy Jacob, he's suspended for life now. So
Is he really?
He's suspended forever. So
Vivian just reminded me when we did the arena car, we put 10% under the bottom of the car. So if I rolled, you could call Monday and get gutters and get 10% off. So I mean,
because they flip all the time, or they did.
Well, yeah,
Didn't
they did. They do. They can't easily. Luckily, we only got once
Did
or
they ever
twice.
have someone call and use the 10%?
I don't know. Well, somebody did after a deal was done. Did try for sure. And then I had a couple of people says, "Look, I need you're going to need to flip over 3 times tonight because I need 30% off on my cutters." So,
Be able to afford them.
yeah. But I got the idea from I can't remember who it was that was running arena, and they own the Chick-fil-A. And if you flipped over that night, you got free Chick-fil-A sandwiches on Monday at Chick-fil-A or something. And I was like, that would be a great thing. Hey, said somebody did use the discount. I mean, it got a lot of talk, and that's all it takes. Doesn't matter if you flip over or not. It's just that people are talking about it,
But see, but Scott always made headlines for other things. The flipping over wasn't one of his headlines. When he comes out on the track and what did the guy say about you? He said you were using your car to.
Are you talking about arena racing, the way they would introduce the drivers and all?
No. Me and Scott Perlman flipped me over earlier in the season, and
He made some kind of crude comment about Scott. I had him on. We were on another show doing another show, and I had him on there, and I got Perlman to come on the show, and he started talking about Scott was doing this to him, using his car as a.
I used his car to wreck myself. This is what his comment was. Because first I went over and I said, I owe you one. After he ended up winning the race, I said, I owe you. I mean, he near about put me out. I almost went outside the racetrack.
Oh, jeez.
And I said, I owe you one. Just one's coming, And he's like, and then if he would have just said, hey man, I didn't mean for that to happen, or that would just happen so quick, it'd have been nothing. But he was like, that's your fault. That's your problem. I was like, okay, bitch, I got you. So
He got him. He got him.
He
Last race of the season, he got him.
He was leading the points by 4 points, and needless to say, he didn't win.
And Scott made the comment before he went out there, he will not win the championship tonight.
Is that on YouTube anywhere?
Probably not. I mean, it said Ray Charles could see what I was doing.
And I was sitting up there going.
We had to get a police escort out of that place.
Oh, no.
It was bad. I mean, it got real bad.
Scott got spun during the race.
Well, I started behind him. I said, one of these days, because I said, I'll never win a championship. I'm not here to win. I'm just trying to have a good time. I want to run competitive, but
that's what they say when you can't win. So go ahead.
so he started in front of me, and we went into one, and I didn't lift, and I just rolled him on over. And then, of course, we got into it in the cars, hollering and screaming at each other. And I was like, So I was like running third, and of course, I knew he was going to be coming. He chased me down, and then at that point, I figured I made my point that I'm not going to tolerate you driving me like that. And then he spun me, and then all I could see was red. And when he spun me, I was backwards, and then I just
took off around the track backwards and met him head on.
Y'all were definitely crowd pleasing, weren't you?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can't imagine what the crowd was like. Yeah, I mean, I creamed him under caution. Needless to say, he didn't win, and
Scott just got out of the car and went off on his own way.
Yeah.
Left the poor crew to pick up the pieces, huh?
No, we loaded up. It was funny because we had a sponsor. It was funny because they had Johnny Rockets they had a food place there, and they had a suite. So it actually worked out great because I would bring the Miles employees up there to the suite. They would give me access to their suite, and then they would feed us. And they loved it because he told me one day, he's like, you have a reputation. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, they always when somebody roughs you up, they're like, oh, he's going to get him, And they were like, if you need anybody to Tanya Hardy to anybody, you just let us know. So they loved it, and it worked out great. But I went up after that accident with Scott. I went and got me something to eat in the milkshake, and then I come back down. The cops were like, where you been? We were looking for you because they were trying to keep us separated because they I want to get my food, man. What are you talking about? I got a burger and a milkshake, Yeah.
Now, David Callahan just says he said, what's up, guys? Let Jack know his sticker gave me a few few more horses this weekend, and got your engine tore down. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, congratulations, David. You deserve it. That's an awesome thing to do, to go out there and beat Peyton Sellers and those guys. I mean, that's
Definitely.
when you're not you're not the king of the hill by name, but
I'd take it as an honor if he protested me. I mean, that's a fact.
Anyway,
But Robbie Parker's got something for you to ask.
What is that? How was your asphalt racing experience? Oh, Jack.
huh?
How was your asphalt racing?
Not worth a damn when he was racing. Put it straight up like it is. Not when he was racing. It's because he came to Southampton when they first opened, put asphalt on Southampton, and they'd invited the Langley cars, the Langley mini stocks, to come to Southampton to race.
What year was this, Jack?
I can't remember what
95,
it was.
96?
90 something. And he came down there with his little mini stock.
Maybe we should have protested him.
I should have, really. But first of all, I got to stay on the same lap with him. Because
Look, Robbie said he lapped him twice in one lap.
that's a damn lie. That's not true. That's a lie. That did not happen. It never happened that way.
You know where I got that from? Remember old Tommy, the chicken man from Parkway, Pontiac?
Tommy Gibbs.
Tommy Gibbs. So his first race, he bought Barry's old car. He said his first race, he said, I think I got lapped twice in one lap.
Yeah.
Oh, Tommy.
I actually was talking to him on Facebook the other day.
Oh, really?
He's down in Florida or something.
Yeah, I think he sold his.
But that
piece
did
down
not
there,
happen to me. But they did come up there and beat the snot out of him. I will give him that. I'm going to give him that part, because all the Southampton boys were just sitting there going,
What in the world?
we can't do this.
How do we keep up?
I'm sitting there going, I'm not going to be able to race with these guys like this. I mean, our track champion was out there, and he got lapped.
Was this the year it went from dirt to asphalt?
Yeah.
So an asphalt guy basically come over there and showed y'all how it was done.
Well, their cars were a whole lot different than what we had
Right.
when they came over there. And I'm not giving any excuses, because I know if I do, Robbie Parker's going to start talking trash about it. But I'm not giving any excuses. They beat us. They beat the snot out of us, is basically what it was. But I think it was like 4 of us from Southampton racing that race. And we couldn't even keep them guys in sight. So then it became a race for just us 4, because we wanted to see which one of us was going.
That was a win.
Huh? I finished. I think the Edwards boy finished in front of me, and I finished second. But I got the award for the having the biggest problem, because I had to pit twice during the race because the car was overheating. I was giving it everything I had.
Well, speaking of Southampton, have y'all heard anything at all?
It's still sitting out in the field.
Well, I know that. Nobody's talking about it lately, that's for sure.
I mean, I know kind of opened it up that he would sell it. I just don't know.
There is something there, and I don't know this. There's something going on with that real estate thing there with that track. That's a big holdup for him selling the track. So I don't know what that is. There's a lot of rumors going around, but
What's the rumors?
I'm not going to get into that on here.
I actually seen it on LoopNet about 6 months ago. It's probably been last year.
Oh, really?
It was on LoopNet, and
Well, that's probably when he just said he would sell it.
it was
wasn't
on
it?
there like for 1.6 million or something. That's out of reach for me. I ain't,
Yeah.
But it's like 70 some acres, I think. Or if
Is
I'm
it
not
that much?
mistaken. Yeah, there's some acres there that goes.
I mean, the
on.
bad
He's got
part's
a whole
just
bunch
it's probably going to need $1 million to get it.
I think I think it definitely needs some love, TLC. But
For
I
sure.
think if the right people got a hold of it, and the people, if you built a group of people, just throw in some volunteer, and you could probably get it up. The biggest thing I think would be the stands, making sure they're safe.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was an issue for what's her name.
Yeah, that was the big issue for her, because she goes out there and puts a sign up, says we're racing this whatever date it is, and she hasn't even had it inspected yet. And the guy that does the inspecting for the county, who is my wife's cousin, so he went up there and he says, this ain't gonna do it, because all she did was take the boards on the
Oh,
seats
yeah.
and flipped them over
Yeah,
and thought that would do it, you know. And she did replace a few that was completely broke, but not. He told her, "No, this ain't gonna
Yeah,
work."
that would be ugly.
And then he goes and walks around. There's no water there. All the water's been shut off. So she was living there in the tower.
Jeez.
So but she did it. Now I'm gonna give her credit. She did a lot of work there. She got it looking decent.
Yes, I think she had a lot of volunteer people come in there and help her with it. I think.
Mhm.
She
She
was
got
going
it.
to take.
For sure.
Don't just.
I mean, I think it can be done. I think short track racing in general, or these racetracks, I think it's difficult to be profitable. I think Vaughn's brought a lot of stuff here that helps make this place profitable with the drifting. I mean, you can't just do it just on 26 events a night, you know.
You got to have more activity.
Right. I mean, you go to any of these big racetracks, that's not the only thing they do.
Well, right before he closed up, he'd already started a drag strip back there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he was working on that, and they'd already cleared the land and started working on that, and then he shut down, and that was it. You know, so there's plenty that can be done there if they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So
I had a lot of great ideas for a place like that because you could do mud bogs at that location. You could do there's so much you could do.
Right. If something like this is restricted.
Yes, it is. So great.
You know.
And I would never want to compete with Langley. You would almost have to pick a day, Friday
Correct.
or Sunday, or most likely Friday nights would be the night.
can you do it on Sunday in Southampton
No,
County?
you're right,
So
you can't.
And
that's not
I
gonna
think there too, you know, the advertising dollars that you're competing against is not going to be like here. There's so many things that, you know, advertising dollars compete against. I guess.
Anyway, yep.
scared me. I didn't know.
I thought the wind blew it over.
It was Dustin, I think.
Yeah. But I think, you know, advertising dollars there, I think you could pull a lot of people because there's not that many competing advertising dollars to compete against.
I think right now with Southside being gone, it's probably would be a great time to for someone to try to attack. But, you know, as far as getting the competition, the competitors there,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you could pull from Richmond and this area. I think you could pull from both, you know.
Yeah, somebody asked me the other day about Southside. I think it's up for sale. So
There's
I
an
mean,
auction. Molly's has got it up for. They're auctioning off all the stuff, the signs, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I looked at it the other night and looking at all the stuff they're selling.
yeah,
But, I'm
it's
assuming
kind of crazy. It was like, when did that place open? I mean, I've just been around ever since I can
Way
remember.
before my time.
Yeah,
Southside's been open for years.
I don't know if it's been open as long as Langley, but probably not so far after. But I don't foresee, because someone's like, is anybody going to buy it? And I'm sure everybody would love any to buy it.
I
But
thought some or some.
Well, they're going to tear
Oh,
it down
really?
and tear it down and make a housing
Yeah, that's what I
complex.
thought.
oh, I didn't know that. I didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
they're going to go in and tear that
I
down.
think it's been sold to a developer.
Mm.
So it's going to be gone. But in Southampton, I think there's a difference between Southampton and Langley. Langley is an asphalt track, and it's no doubt about it. But I think when Southampton went asphalt, that took them down, because at Southampton, when you had dirt, you had the local people heavily involved. I mean, businesses were involved. Everybody loved it. That's all you heard all week long. We're going to Southampton Saturday night, dirt track.
They
Everybody.
had graduation. They didn't have races that day because it was too many people at
Right,
graduation
yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, well, I had to leave Southampton one night and go to my daughter's graduation.
I thought that was canceled, actually.
Well, no, they did it that year. I left and went down there for the graduation.
Mm.
And then after she got her diploma, I turned around and went back to Southampton. But
Yeah, Robbie Parker says needs to go back to dirt. And it's crazy how much
There's some dirt. People love the dirt. For me personally, I'm just not a dirt fan.
Yeah.
I went to Dixieland once last year, and I come home, my feet were muddy. I got tracked in the house, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with this every weekend.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I'm
but I
with
have
you.
fun. I have fun with dirt. It's fun when you're there. It's fun when you're racing, but I don't want to deal with cleaning everything. when I get home.
but the thing about it is the dirt racing brings in probably they don't bring in the big name racers like that. I mean, it's all the local guys. We all were involved one way or the other.
Mhm.
I mean, I helped one guy and he helped me, and that's where we raced. And when it went asphalt, I couldn't compete. I'll be the first one to tell you, I could not compete with them. So it wasn't no need for me to try.
Yeah, I think definitely when you go asphalt racing, you deal with a bigger tire expense. Like when y'all run dirt, you probably won't even buy tires that much.
I got one tire a week, and I didn't need that, but I had a tire deal.
You weren't going fast enough to wear them out.
I'm really not interested in your comments here, Rachel. But no, I had a tire deal, and I got one tire a week, but I didn't need that. You switch them. You switch them around, and you can keep right on going. So,
Robbie said it'd be good for a day of destruction once a month. Well, that you could probably do because the asphalt's pretty rough.
You got to deal with the stands still, but
Yeah,
even if you tore the stands down and just make it standing room only, because you could get them stretched out around the around.
Tell them bring a chair. Go sit. Bring a chair. Go sit right there and bring a chair. I mean,
because at first you're going to have a little file iron, but it's going to take it a while to grow. I would think, but who knows?
You want to own a racetrack someday?
I don't know. I do love racing. So I think I.
Well, that don't normally stop somebody from owning a racetrack.
He's heard me talk about it. I ain't gonna lie, I've thought about it more than once, but we all know it's no money. It would be more of a fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
sure.
we know for a fact that Hermie Sadler tried.
I didn't know that he did.
He did try to buy the track, and him and Elliott together were going to.
I did not know that.
And
Well, they definitely have the resources.
He was turned down. But this was like 5 or 6 years
And
ago.
this is because turned down by who?
The Tim Atkinson,
Okay.
Dave Atkinson turned him down, did not want to sell it
Okay.
at that time. And so that just didn't wash. And after that, they just decided, no, we don't want to get involved in it no more. So they left. So,
Yeah, well, I think that ship's probably sailed now.
well, I know it's sailed now, but
Probably glad it didn't do it for him.
Yeah, because then they have
I
to.
mean, I can't imagine having to deal with what Bill and them had to deal with in the last year or so, with COVID and all that.
Oh yeah, something you'd never thought you'd
that
ever
would be
run into.
crippling, I'm sure.
yeah.
I mean, obviously he was stable enough to keep it going.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some
Fun.
programs too, but still, I
Yeah.
mean,
Absolutely.
I can't imagine.
It was
And that had
very
a lot-
discouraging.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to count pennies just like I
The
do.
COVID had a lot to do with Southside not coming
Yeah,
back.
I'm
So
sure.
that was a lot of
I
that
heard,
too.
yeah, I heard that too.
So I mean, that's the way it is. A lot of tracks. But I'm going dirt track racing this weekend with. I'm going to Peevely, Missouri, and I'm going to watch the UMP Super Late Models out there at Peevely this weekend. So I'm excited. While somebody else is going off to Vegas.
Scott, you going to Vegas?
Yeah.
So Scott's going to Vegas and I'm going to Missouri, so there'll be no show next Tuesday night. Neither one of us are going to be anywhere near here. But
You should do it from Missouri.
well, I'm going to do a live thing from while I'm out there because I've been by it a few times and I've always said I want to go see this place. I want to see what's going on. I understand Kenny Wallace is going to race that night. That's on his schedule to race that night up there. So
Schrader will be there
it
too.
didn't say anything about Schrader, but Kenny Wallace lives like 10 miles from the racetrack, so he's going to race there too.
They kind of seem like they're having a bunch of fun. Kenny and them guys going back to the roots.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the roots and just having.
Well, I can see where that could be
Oh,
fun.
absolutely.
It's not the pressure of a whole
Yeah.
lot of stuff. I like Kenny because he's honest too. So you're like people complaining because I come in there with my big stacker and all of this money. Hey, it is what it is. I got it, so I'm spending it. Who cares?
That's right.
That's what racing's all about. Because when you get up in the Cup Series, the almighty dollar makes it faster. How fast you want to go is how much you want to spend.
Speed is money.
That's a fact. It sucks, but it
does.
does.
Well, I don't know what happened to Louie Pasderitz. He was a Pasderitz or however you say his name.
Louie,
Yeah.
that guy.
He saw my thing, but he didn't. He was supposed to call at 7:45, and he ain't got here.
Maybe he's on a different time schedule.
I think he's on Cody's schedule.
Maybe he woke up. Yeah.
I get up early.
Well, Phoenix said you want to know if it was great that you got out. Do you talk to her regular? Or?
No, I do not.
That's a quick way to get out of that one.
Me and Jacob Derrick were talking today. Me and him, we do it every so often. We like to get a big FaceTime call and just add a bunch of random people. And me and Jacob won't say nothing, right? We just add a bunch of people. We don't say nothing. And everyone's
Some
like,
of these people pick up.
yeah, and everyone's like, who's calling? Who's calling? And me and Jacob just, all right, re-ring. We just keep on ringing everyone.
That's hilarious.
Me
I
and-
seen one
we
the
do
other.
this stuff all the time. We're always messing with someone.
I seen something the other day where this couple took, like, I don't know, they called one person and another person. They had two phones and had them on speakerphone. They're like,
Yeah,
"Oh no, you called me. No, you called me. No, you called me." And they're arguing back and forth. I'm like, that's pretty hilarious.
It is funny.
So that's how you keep up with Phoenix and everything, right?
Actually, Jacob added to the face songs.
I see that. And you don't see Riley getting involved too much with stuff, and I keep seeing him in pictures with her.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
definitely a thing.
Oh,
Definitely
they're a thing.
I'd say so.
I bet my money on it.
I bet my money
Where's
is
Phoenix
too.
from? Where's she from?
Raleigh.
Yeah, I think far away.
That way he can have one girlfriend there and he can have one,
One
here.
here, yeah.
That's like you. That's like you guys.
No, sir.
You ain't got it like that.
No, sir. Got one.
Well, next time you start random calling people, call Jack and record it so we can
So
and then send me the video
I'll
and
send you the
make
link.
and I'll make sure
Just
it
call
gets.
Scott,
yeah.
Yeah, Scott loves when you walk out, make sure you look both ways before you get on the outside. Because Scott will pull a trick on you if you don't. There's always something going on with you.
It's light out there now. You don't have to worry about it.
So I ain't heard from Louie and I ain't heard from Brent. So I don't know what's going on here. I think we get kicked to the curb a lot. Ain't that right, Cody? I'm just kidding. But anyway, no show next week. The following week, Rick Godovic and Brendan Queen are going to be with us.
So that ought to be an interesting
So
conversation.
that ought to be pretty fun to have them both here, and
yeah.
maybe Rick can tell how he's getting a little bit faster than what he did. So maybe you can get hooked up with Rick Godovic. He got some plenty of money.
Yeah, I was looking at his modified the other weekend. It's nice.
The new one.
The
You
new one.
you can't have a modified. Mama said no.
I know.
Yeah, so don't take that right out of your mouth.
Let me give it a new name until Mama something.
No, it's not a modified. It's an open wheel car.
No, she's already said no open wheel car.
We'll just put a little teeny fender brace on the outside.
Bend the rules a little bit.
That's right. That's right. Hmm.
Ryan Matthews.
Oh, big time Matthews. I was talking to him right before I left the house.
Oh, you were?
Matthews.
You know,
There's Jacob too, right there.
Oh,
But
Lord.
the jokes begin.
The
Now.
jokes
You
begin.
got beyond that mafia you got back in there. You done got all these other guys want.
Good old Matthews.
So Matthew's been on here twice in the last little bit.
Oh yeah,
You know,
he's a wheelman.
he was a rookie of the month. We gave him rookie of the month this past. And then we were going to give him give him driver of the week, and we had to give it to you.
He got DQ'd.
Yeah, we were.
It's Art Matthews.
Yeah, I'm sitting here going, exactly how am I going to handle this? Because if I give him driver of the week and he gets DQ'd, that's not going to be good. So I
Doesn't
said,
look good.
Cody was right there. They both had about the same amount of votes. So
Cody had one more or two more votes.
I had one more. So I said, let's just go ahead and
Thank God for the mafia.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, I guess that's going to be our show for tonight because I don't see Louie and I don't see Brent Robinson. I don't know what happened with them. I sent them messages and still haven't heard nothing back. So anyway,
About like everybody else you text, huh?
well, no, well, yeah, that's true. It just looks like that some days. Don't it? Even somebody named Cody Bryant did that to me. So, you got any sponsors you want to thank?
Absolutely. Well, I gotta thank Bryant Motorsports, Parts Farm, Pro Turf, Pro Coat Finishings, and Embroidery and Print House. And then I gotta thank my mom, my dad, my sister, Colby Vance, my whole family. Without them, I would not be racing.
Who's the most important? Mom?
Both mom and dad. Both mom and dad.
You're the first one that's come on this show and actually thank mom and dad without me going.
It's the truth. Without them, I would not be racing. Definitely would not be racing.
Well, that's good. We're glad. Well, we're glad for you. We're happy for you. Congratulations on your
Thank
2
you.
wins.
Thank
Hope you get many more. Hope you knock your dad out of the way. Good one.
Yeah, we can't wait to see that.
So when do you race again? When's your next race?
Hopefully the next weekend Langley's racing. So hopefully not this weekend.
So you'll be racing when the car tour is here?
Yes, sir. That's
Yeah,
that's
the
the
fifth.
plan.
Will be his first night in UConn.
Okay.
So
Oh.
Is it close to being able to test any or?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, we've already tested twice, but motor's out the car. It blew up. I'm known for that. So.
Going too fast.
Yeah.
Now, who are some of the guys in the U cars that we can get a war started with?
Christian Keller's dominating.
Christian Keller's doing a great job.
He's a good
doing
driver.
good. And then you got Robert Zero's doing good.
He got his tour up a little
Yeah, he
bit.
did. Nicholas Dean's got his tour up this weekend.
Oh, I saw that.
Vicky's doing good. Who else, Cody?
Bill Aker
Bill,
Bill, yeah.
He's fun to watch. Bill, he loves hanging one out.
sends it on in there.
Yeah.
He'll send it in there deep.
Yeah. Bill's entertaining in general.
It is. Yeah, exactly.
He was trying real hard to win on Mosquito Joe night. I was like, Lord, he's going for it.
Look at Jacob. That wheel girl, Cody Bryant. Wheel girl.
Uh,
So what division does Canary race in?
Enduro.
Oh, you'd already beat him, so we ain't got to worry about him.
He's funny. He's actually the leader of our Pit Viper gang. So me and
well, he's a
Jacob
big
rode-
figure.
Oh yeah,
To say the least.
He's the leader of a what?
of our Pit Viper gang, of our sunglasses, our Pit
Oh,
Vipers. yeah.
okay, I got you.
He's the leader.
Mike's such a likable guy.
Yeah, he's so funny.
He just makes you laugh.
Yeah. I think he's got his sticker on everybody's car every
Yeah,
other
he
weekend.
That's funny.
Pit
Yeah.
Viper.
Pit Vipers.
You got you some of them sunglasses?
I do.
Oh. Where'd you get them from?
My sister gave them to me.
He stole
I stole them from my sister.
Wow. You said she gave them to you. Now you say you steal them?
Well, she gave it to me.
She just doesn't know it.
All right. Well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank Charlie for coming over this weekend.
Yeah.
I know
Thanks for having us.
I know you had a soccer game tonight, but things take precedence.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I gave you last week, but I wasn't gonna give you this week. I was gonna get real nasty if you didn't show up this week. I was gonna put a sign up here on the next race and put a sign up here. Don't call Cody Bryant.
You got to ask them how much it paid to put one of them stickers on your car.
oh,
They
yeah.
don't pay don't.
There ain't no contingency money or nothing.
There ain't nothing with it. Just a smile when I hand it to you.
He swears they're worth 2/10.
Oh, yeah, you need to, because we
All right, hold on. Breeze, you brought this up. Mason, he brought it up himself. Cody Pit Lizard Classic.
Did Jacob say that?
Amy.
Oh, Miss Amy said that.
Are you a pit lizard?
I'm not. That's Riley. We need Riley to get some Pit Vipers. Miss Amy said that they're too ugly.
That's a good
All right.
one like that.
I'm just going to give you the rundown as it stands right now, okay? That people run our stickers on their car. We're up to 21 wins with stickers on the cars.
Is that for the season?
That's for the season. 21 wins already. So, and the funny thing about that is the guy in the Pro 6 that has his name on the sticker don't even put him on his car. And we've seen what happens to his car when he's racing.
His wins are coming.
Cody got confidence.
Yeah,
You're my favorite. I don't care what Riley says.
Cody.
Did
Cody, you want to come back on the show again?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to it.
Okay, well, you need to back off that Scott Allen stuff.
Thank you.
Put that on your car.
Thank you.
You want one for some of your?
Sure. What the
All right, we can do that. See, smile, hand them out, keep going.
Yeah.
Notice the
Caitlin
same.
Joyner says she needs a sticker.
Caitlin Joyner. Thought I gave her one. Did she done tore it up already?
No, I don't think she scratched it yet.
Give that to Charlie. So anyway, now I can add Charlie to so there's some more wins coming.
Scotch ones are coming too. Don't forget that.
He don't count. He ain't got a sticker on his car.
We have to make some social media posts next week with stickers. And all.
I do require you give me
Oh,
a
yeah,
picture with the car
Definitely.
with the sticker
Or
on it.
plug or something.
I got you.
That way I put it on my page and let everybody see what, look at me. I got Cody Bryant. my own co-host when he put it on his car. Last year in the Pro Sixes, Jared Clark had him on his car, won the championship, won all those races. The second place car in the Pro Sixes had it on his car, but the car next did not have him on there at all.
Who would that be?
Good stuff.
That's funny.
So anyway, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all for having me.
Hope it wasn't crazy, too crazy for
No,
you.
that was fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. And congratulations for the
Thank
Driver of the
you.
Week thing. And we'll,
Yeah.
all right, Scott, we'll see you everybody in 2 weeks.
Yeah, man.
You go off to Vegas and win some money. And
I might not come back.
well, we can't get so lucky.
Y'all get along so good.
Yeah, they're right. Cody, thanks for coming, man.
Thank y'all for having me.
And it's
It
good
was a
to
good time.
see the new kids in the sport, and you guys y'all are
And I'll tell
the
you
sport's
what,
in good hands.
Your daddy ought to be proud because you are personable and you got a lot of things going for you. So
I already talked to Charlie about that. That's all his mama.
well, I was giving him credit. I just wasn't going to.
I try.
He started. I said that he's such a young good. He's so polite. He's like, that's 100%. That's my wife. She did all that.
But anyway, thank you all for being with us. Share the video, and we'll see you sometime in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Somebody pushed the button.